So far, I'm not regretting my decision to give Ruth the interior.
You're coming too. From Washington State to now sunny California. We've been at it for 5 years. It began with selling our previous boat and taking that money to buy tools and build a shed. We assembled keel pieces, poured the ballast, and raised all 16 frames in the first 6 months. There's a boat in there. Now, half a decade later, and at a slower but steady pace, we're in the water. We're Salt and Tar, and this is our life. Like, subscribe, and support if you can.
All right, painting day 2.
Yeah. So I think the plan is, since we liked that color so much, gonna do it on the aft face, and then our half bulkheads. And then hopefully I'll get to this big wall and the full bulkhead. We've got this really cool kind of teal, light bluish, greenish kind of color. I think it'll be nice. Bit of a difference between everything. That'll be the paint for today. I'm excited.
So far, I'm not regretting my decision to give Ruth the interior. Saves me a hell of a lot of work, and it's feels a lot brighter and warmer and more positive, and it's good for me to let go of my rigid idea of how a boat interior should be.
Your neuroses?
Yeah, those. And no, it's quite liberating. So I'm all for the bright, random colored, eccentric. Oh, my butt's stuck.
Whoops.
Epoxy. I keep leaning in a fresh epoxy putty.
Yeah.
What was I saying? It's liberating to just kind of let go of it, and now I'm kind of looking forward to just like a brightly colored, different kind of eccentric artistic interior that I'm sure Ruth will come up with. And
right now it doesn't look like that's going to be the case since I'm doing charcoal. It's like basically black.
well, this is just the base of everything to come.
Yeah, this is just easing myself into it. But we're both really excited to have like really bright, happy things in this boat. It's kind of even what pushed us to do the red on the hull, was like just like really kind of get that stoke going. And we're pretty excited. We've been talking about most of the morning tiling the galley countertop, and we're gonna do like some bright, cool Mexican style tiles, and I think that'll be really, really awesome.
Because we can't wait to sail down to Mexico and eat a bunch of tacos.
Yeah, we're gonna eat so many tacos, make so many tacos on this countertop. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
And as usual,
Foreman Swab.
Foreman Swab is working really hard. Smooshy face. Gibbo.
Mooshy Swab.
So exciting getting all this paint in. It's like we're playing house.
Yeah. I love playing house with you.
It's nice, you can see up here, she painted this yesterday, and once it dries, it really just gets this nice uniform, kind of like good texture. Never really used this in a boat because I've always been like, oh, it needs to be like gloss, shiny, and then varnished wood, and I like it. It's different.
Yeah, I could tell you were a little bit nervous when I was like, I think I'm gonna do charcoal back then, that like chalked Rust-Oleum paint. You're like, I don't see it, but do it.
I'm not against it, I just can't picture it, and it seems kind of weird. just finishing up last coat on this half bulkhead. It's looking pretty sweet. And she's just got roll one more little coat back here. And she's got that little guy there. That's done. All around the electrical box. That's gonna look really nice when all the trim around the companionway and the cabin and everything is all sanded and varnished.
It looks like a living space.
Yeah. I love the colors, how they work together. Because the almond is so nice and shiny and bright and vibrant. And then right up next to that, just like flat charcoal. It actually makes the boat feel way bigger.
Yeah.
You can see
I'm sure it looks really
you can
good
see it in the
GoPro.
camera too. Yeah, it looks great. And the shiny new ports and the bronze gleaming like on the almond, and then like the way the wood looks around the flat charcoal. Well, it looks great.
Oh, and swab update. He has moved from the port quarter to in the middle of the walkway.
Yep. He's doing big things. Isn't that right, Bob? Well, you've moved over here, so he's the foreman, so he's got to keep an eye on you, make sure
Yeah.
you're doing your job.
He's
Make
just
sure you don't slack off. You doing an okay job? You approve? Do you care at all? Getting ready for the next color.
yeah. I have like a million paint openers. I don't know where they are. And I want to paint this. My first splash of color. Naturally, I had some apprehension, but Garrett convinced me just to go for it. I can always repaint it. And this turned out too baby blue.
It's not a fail. It's a win.
Yeah, I don't think I like it.
Nah.
I don't think I like it.
Nah, it's too, yeah. It's too
Gumdrop cotton candy.
too cutesy, just straight up baby blue.
That's straight up baby blue.
Well, I think for now, let's clean up and let's put the interior together because we got people coming over.
Yeah.
Probably in the next hour or so. So let's get ready to host a dinner party.
Tacos!
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 Dame.
Coming in for dinner.
Dame.
Nothing works up an appetite like a friendly competition.
On va danser le long des golfes. On va danser le long des golfes.
We're clean. How's our carnitas doing?
49 minutes.
When carnitas tacos are on the menu, everyone wins.
Once again, have the interior torn apart. Got everything from the galley over here because today I'm going to try to actually get some more work done on the whole galley area to make it more complete, make it more usable. I'm gonna start with back here. I'm gonna make a pattern. I'm basically just gonna make like a plywood backing liner that kind of goes up against the frames, or just door skin hot glue for patterns. got the pattern done. Well, now I just need to pull it out and take it over to my work spot here in the yard. Find a piece of plywood. I think I should have plywood long enough to cut it out. Thanks to Todd, who left these beers on the deck. It's a nice surprise when I got back to the boat. So, cheers.
Not every day is a milestone day, but add to the sum of the boat. Realizing this is a marathon, not a sprint, we have to be pretty happy with a pattern and a single piece of plywood for today. It's been a couple days and I still don't like the blue. So we've got some new paints to try out that are coming in, and yeah, hopefully we can get this to a color that both Garrett and I like. We were hoping it would be a little bit more green, more like seafoam kind of green. So just don't look at that wall. But today, going to kind of start prepping the galley counter. We know that we want to do tile, but we're not exactly sure what tile yet. So step one before deciding tile anyway is to protect the countertop. So I'm going to be doing some thinned epoxy down here. So first I got to get off all of these holes, or where we filled the holes, which now it seems a little silly because now that we've decided that we want to do tile, probably didn't need to fill them anyway. But what's nice is that they sand really quickly. So yeah, break out the sander. Get going. Because Garrett's relinquished his authority over the interior, I now have a glimpse into his perspective, and he mine. He cleans up after me, and the pressure of decision is on my shoulders. He still handles the main construction, but the burden of choice is all me. Who knew freedom can be taxing? Left to your own devices and every possibility available, a choice which seemed easy before carrying the full weight of responsibility now feels cumbersome. It's healthy to try on new shoes. So, we're just about cleared. We have to cook on here every single night and morning. Start up, break down, set up, break down. But we're gonna epoxy.
Oh!
Whoops.
I took the drain out. I forgot about that.
Thank you. Alright. Don't look at it. Don't look at the mess down there. The last thing, the faucet. I can't wait to see colorful tiles line the galley counter. But first, epoxy thinned out to absorb into the plywood. This is pretty much the last step before we can step the mizzen. And we we just gotta rally up some halyards and stuff for temporary shrouds. And then the main will have its partner. Kind of a nice working day. I think it's supposed to be like 85 today. And the last 2 days that I was working on the video, I actually had to go camp out at my parents' place because I think it was 93 yesterday and 96 the day before. Once it gets up into the 90s, I basically feel like I'm melting. So today is nice, and coated the galley countertop. So, and my new paint is in for the main bulkhead. So actually, I think I might as well just go paint that. Done? Number 2? That's the last one?
Yep.
Falling into the epoxy. Garrett finished leathering the 2 loops for our mizzen shrouds, and I think I found a color I'm satisfied with for the main bulkhead. I never thought when I met this boy 13 years ago, we'd build a fort capable of crossing oceans, surpass our own limitations, challenge each other, and stay together. I get to play house with this guy every day. Thanks, everybody. Up next, listen, everybody, listen. Port number 4. We've got our next 2 faucets. We have a wild swoop in his natural habitat.
Have a go at this. Here we have the wild swab in his natural environment. Look as his face squishes against the pillow. And his ear is propped up because he's ever vigilant. He's just waiting for something to come in. He's just gonna pounce and kill.
Sorry, you said it, clear my throat.
Very impressed.
You should be. I told you about my superior intellect earlier.
But for now, he's biding his time, saving his energy for the kill.
Alright, get back to work. See to your duties, lad.